Hello everyone, my name is Aniyal Freelancing Wala. I am a student of Rehan School, Korangi campus. So today we have another great personality with us. So let's welcome him in our show. So hello sir, how are you?
Hey, assalamu alaikum, Aniyal.
Walaikum assalam.
Nice to meet you.
Amazing. So first of all, sir, thank you so much for your precious and valuable time and you gave us and came to our show.
Oh, yeah, man. It doesn't take any patience. I'm totally happy to collaborate with you, and it's been great to meet Aliyan and Rehan and all the students at your school, man. It's great. It's my
Okay, that
pleasure.
is really amazing. So, sir, before moving on questions, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Kris Krüg. I live in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm a journalist and an artist. My specialty is photography, but I have a lot of experience doing web development and social media, online community. And right now, I'm working inside Google at the Google News Initiative. I'm building an independent media company, so I'm working on that right now.
It's really amazing. That's wonderful. So, my first question on your screen is can you share your background and how you become a tech artist and cyberpunk anti hero from the future?
Uh, sure thing, man. Um, Well, I went to university in 1995. I was 17 years old. And when I went to university, I sat down in my dormitory and the other students were making personal homepages. I had never seen a personal homepage before. I had never seen the internet before. But I sat there with my brand new laptop and I hung out with these guys. They were from Seoul, Korea, and they taught me how to make web pages. So I went through my university career making web pages for the professors and the university, even starting my own little interactive agency. So since the very beginning of the kind of internet revolution, I've been creating content, publishing online, building online community.
That is really wonderful. So, my next question on your screen is what inspired you to combine technology, art, and social environmental causes in your work?
Well, I think it's a really unique time to be alive, my friend. We don't need bosses and we don't need jobs anymore. We can be these independent professionals, like you're doing, where you're learning some design skills, you're learning some hacking skills, you're learning some communication skills, and you put them all together into the unique individual that is you. And nobody else can be like you in this whole world. So for me, my interests were art, they were technology, community, and social change. And so I've just decided that that's what I want to dedicate my life towards is working in those areas with people that I care about on projects that keep me passionate and engaged. And, sometimes there's big money there, sometimes there's not. And it doesn't really matter. When the money's there, that's great. And you're doing something you love and getting paid. And when the money's not there, that's great. You're still doing something you love. So it's all good, man.
Really wonderful. So, my next question on your screen is can you provide examples of your innovative projects at the intersection of technology and art?
Well, I don't know if you're looking for historical stuff here or for the current, but let's walk you through a couple of things. In 1998, with a few of my friends from university, I started an online magazine called Spark Online with the goal of exploring electronic consciousness. It was a very, very early magazine in the kind of digital culture space. And we were trying to figure out what this whole new web thing was, how it changed our perception of ourselves and our world around us, our friends and communities. So I've been publishing online since 98. Um, I was a very early Web 2.0 user. My username on Twitter was KK. I think I was the 100th user. My username on Flickr was KK. I think I was in the first 100 users. So I've been combining those things in the Web 2.0 area, kind of social media and sharing. And then here in this whole new kind of Web3 AI era, I have built an online community of creative technologists and artists who are exploring the edges of AI and art and stuff together. And right now, I am working to build this independent media company. I am trying to put together podcasting platform, video blogging platform, blogs and social media together with online community and see what happens, man. See if I can make a go of it.
Really amazing. That's wonderful. So my next question on your screen is, how do you describe your vision for a better future in the context of your work and beliefs?
Oh man, this is such a big and open-ended question, and I want to engage with it in the serious nature in which you ask, and not just brush by it. But we don't have an hour, so what do I want to say to you here? Yesterday, I spent some time talking to some friends, contextualizing anarchy and the Black Bloc movement inside Black Lives Matter movement, indigenous land back movement, and the queer and polyamory movement. Um, I am interested in anti-corporate independent media. I am interested in disrupting traditional power hierarchies and power structures. I I'm into reinventing our food systems during the pandemic. I got a small farm on an island close to here and grew some food and medicine and animals. So I'm into being closer to food production and moving communications and media outside of for-profit corporations and supporting social movements like Black Lives Matter, Land Back, and the queer movement as well. To just touch on a couple of things.
Okay, thank you so much for answering my question. So, my next question on your screen is, what does it mean to you to be a quasi-sage, and how does it influence your work and life philosophy?
Okay, this is a good question. So, this description of myself that you've hit on, this whole tech artist, quasi-sage, cyberpunk, anti-hero from the future thing, it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but also comes from a sincere place. And the quasi-sage thing, I'm a philosopher at heart, and I wear this big beard and I'm focused on personal growth and spirituality. And so I think I often have like, young guru vibes or whatever. But specifically, I call it quasi-sage sort of an anti-hero because, sometimes the advice or wisdom I like to share is a little bit counterintuitive. It's not the same things that you might get from the president or the CEO or the principal or the boss telling you how you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to act and how you're supposed to dress. I'm very much believing in personal empowerment, self-expression through technology. And I believe that we can, I told you earlier, there's a lot of people on this planet, but there's not that many that are just like you. And so finding what you're interested in, what you're passionate about, and what you're willing to dedicate your life to is pretty much the most important thing you can do. And then once you found out what it is, I say, go forward and do it, man.
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful answer again. So, my next question on your screen is, could you share some of your primary influences and inspirations in your artistic and technological journey?
Yeah, man. Well, my one of my favorite online guys is called Cory Doctorow, Doctorow. He's a writer, he's an author, he's written some books. He's a very futuristic internet thinker guy, but he writes often in fiction. He's also very critical of politics, specifically money in politics and corruption. He's a big proponent of remix culture, open source culture, Creative Commons. He's copy left anti-authoritarian, anti-corporate guy, and I fully recommend checking him out. He's very, very inspiring. Um, I'm inspired by a lot of people, but let's stick with that one for now. Adam Curtis is one more guy I want to put out there, actually. He's a filmmaker from UK. His films have been on the BBC. One that I remember the name of is All Watched Over by Machines of Love and Grace. But they're these very philosophical, futuristic explorations of mankind's interaction with technology, and with the goal of fighting against manipulation, against oppression, against dispossession, and really about using technology to find our voice and to create the world around us of our dreams. Adam Curtis. Oh, I got
Okay.
one more. I got one more.
Okay.
Brett Gaylor, Gaylor. You got to check out his movie called Rip, a Remix Manifesto. It's downloadable for free on the internet. It's about 15 years old, but Cory Doctorow is in it, and it does such a great job of talking about internet content, culture, artistic creativity, like music. If you download a song from the internet and you break it into a bunch of pieces and then you use those pieces to make a new song, are you stealing or are you making something new?
I think it is stealing
Why?
because it's someone's song and we are doing its parts and making a song. So it's his content. We are not making something new from our side.
Um, but have you ever heard a remix song?
No.
Many times they don't sound anything like the original song. They might take just one small beat. A song's maybe 5 minutes, and it's like, mm, mm, mm. They might just take one small beat and then run it through some software, make it crazy, and then bring it all back together and make a whole new song that sounds nothing like the original. I argue that art always builds on the past. We always take the ideas of the people that have come before us and we stand on their shoulders and move forward. So I'm a little bit different than you in that way. I put my photos online for free, and I encourage other artists and students and creatives to use my photos, to remix them, to make things out of them. I really want to cross pollinate and collaborate with them. And I retain the rights to sell those to corporations as well. But, for nonprofits, students, other artists, I give them away for free.
Okay.
Hey,
Thank you.
let me just stop you again. So if you think something like that is stealing, how do you justify the use of AI? Because AI, they say, is stealing because it's been trained on everybody else's information, everybody else's artworks. Do you think AI is stealing?
I don't know.
I know, it's a good one. Think about it. We'll talk about it next time. The argument from artists is they put all their work out there, and then OpenAI points ChatGPT at all this work on the internet. It learns and trains its model based on those artists' work, but it doesn't credit them, doesn't pay them. But I think it's not stealing. I think it's different than that. And we can talk more about it when you know more about what you think too. We can have a conversation.
Okay, that is really amazing. So, my next question on your screen is in your perspective, how does the fusion of technology and culture contribute to positive social change?
Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but because of the technology that I use, I feel very powerful. I have the ability to connect with people in other countries, maybe people who don't even speak my language. I can share artistic works. We can collaborate, all with maybe never even meeting each other in this life. So I believe in technology being used to find our voices, to build a community around ourselves, and to put what we love out there into the world.
Thank you so much for this wonderful answer. So, my next question on your screen is, how do you envision a harmonious balance between technology and social justice in the future?
Well, to be honest, my friend, I have some concerns. I'm pretty concerned, you know. This AI of revolution is very interesting, is very powerful. I feel creative. However, I worry. I worry that the power will be concentrated into the hands of a very small group of people, whether they be corporations like Microsoft, Google, and Apple that have access to all the great AI stuff, leaving the rest of us behind. Or maybe it's countries like the US and China who have all the access to the AIs, and they keep countries like Pakistan and other countries from having the best tools because of whatever reasons. Maybe to advantage their people, maybe because they claim they have interests that are different than America's. But so I would like to see that technology will be evenly distributed across society and available to everybody. But I do worry pretty significantly that that will be in the hands of just a few people. That being said, I do believe in the power of this technology, and I'm hopeful that with AI, we can bring about the most benevolent outcomes for all of mankind. You know, some of these problems that we face, things like climate change, things like hunger and food and population. Some of these things have been almost too challenging for humans to think of ourselves, you know. So maybe we can partner with technology like AI to solve some of these really big problems um, that face all of humanity, not just Americans or Canadians or Pakistanis. You know, we really have to come together to face world problems, and maybe through technology we can do that.
Okay, thank you so much for answering my question. So, my next question on your screen is, can you discuss some of the movements or causes you are deeply committed to and why they matter to you?
And why they matter to you. Yeah, sure, man. I've mentioned a couple of them already. I'm involved with the Land Back and Indigenous Reconciliation Movement here in Canada. I'm associated with the Squamish Nation Youth. I joined them on a boat trip, a canoe paddle up to about 600 miles from here recently. It was an amazing journey. But in general, I support the activists and artists within that nation, and I'm always looking for ways to lift them up. I support the Black Lives Matter movement and any kind of anti-heteronormative counterculture queer movement in general. I'm all about independent media making. I view it as important way to wrestle control from the for-profit media corporations. And I believe, you know, I'm all about reclaiming our food, access to, you know, to good food, to grow our own food, to support local farmers and stuff. So I'm all about like eating local, growing things. And I also am trying to wrap my head around climate and climate change and what's going on around us, how that's affecting biodiversity and the species and ecosystems that we're a part of.
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful answer. So, my next question on your screen is, how does your work address or advocates for environmental sustainability and consciousness?
Well, I've been really blessed along my career. I've been able to align my creative and technical gifts with a lot of like nonprofits and other artists and activists who are working on environmental issues and things like that. About 5 years ago, with a good friend of mine, Andrew Simon, I helped to start a research institute on Galliano Island. The idea was that using a citizen science platform called iNaturalist, We would empower the people and youths of the island to document the species, the different animals and plants and other types of species that live on our island. And so historically, there had been 2,600 species documented, scientific documentations on our island. But using iNaturalist and some kind of like social media giveaways and engineering, we were able to increase the biodiversity inventory on our island, Galliano Island, to over 3,700 species, including some that had been previously unknown to science. A little weevil that's off for chromosome analysis and genetic testing to see if anyone's ever found it before, and some other things as well. And so that biodiversity Galliano Island project led into us seeking funding and getting involved with some other biodiversity and conservation research projects there in the Salish Sea. And we started we call it IMERSS, IMERSS. It stands for the Institute of Multidisciplinary Ecological Research in the Salish Sea. And it's we make documentary films, we do workshops, youth training, as well as research into biodiversity things in our region.
Amazing, wonderful. So, my next question on your screen is what role does futurism play in your vision for a better world, and what technological advancement do you foresee?
Oh man, futurism play in my life. Well, I work for a think tank called the Future in Review here, and they are in America, in Seattle. And we have our annual conference coming up November 6th through 9th in Los Angeles, where we'll be getting together to talk about the future of many different industries, including the future of medicine. We have a lady there who's bringing some new diagnostic tests that have never existed before for diagnosing illnesses for much cheaper in a much more efficient way. Future of space travel, of computing, and many, many different industries we're getting together to talk about. I would say it's never been more difficult than ever to predict the future because of AI, man. It's like, is the future we envision going to be here in 3 months or 3 years? I'm not sure. Things are moving so quickly right now, but I think, shoot, man, I think the internet's going to change a lot. Our current conception of the internet with like web pages and destinations, I think that might change entirely. I had a friend talking to me the other day about like, what if you just went to a web page and it was just one box? And as you started to type, the interface got built to do the task you went there to do. I mean, think about AI. It's like it can do anything. Its limits are only limited by your brain, you know? And so it's very, very hard to predict exactly where things are going to go. But I think the web's going to change. And I even predict Google's going to change. I don't know about you, but I don't use Google very much anymore. I use Google for like Google Maps and Google Photos, a few things like that, but I definitely don't use Google search anymore. It's obsolete kind of compared to Chat GPT. So it's very difficult, I think, to predict where things are going to go. But I think once headsets and AR, VR start to get some adoption, it's going to change things pretty crazy. I don't know if you saw that Lex Friedman podcast with Mark Zuckerberg a couple weeks ago that was 100% in the metaverse. And it looked better than this, man. It looked like me and you sort of feel like we're hanging out a little bit, but this was like you feel like you're hanging out with the other person. They're right here, you know. You can like walk around them and stuff like that. And so like, how much cooler would this interview be if we were just sitting right here on the couch hanging out? So I think we're going to see AR, VR stuff, changes in web around web interfaces, and then like, I mean, quantum computing, they're a lot of progress and research is being made in whole new ways of computer hardware working. So it's going to be an exciting time, man. And then like, fuck, you know, I've been telling people, I told my parents, if you guys can live for 10 more years, you're probably going to live for 100 more years, because I think that we're going to see some pretty significant scientific breakthroughs around medicine and life extension in the next 10 years, aided by AI.
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful answer again. So, lastly, that what advice and what message you want to give our audience?
Oh, man. Well, you know what? This is a pretty cool program you guys are doing. Um, it mirrors some stuff that I did very early in my career that like made me successful. I still do it to this very day. It's like I figure out who I'm interested in the world, and I just go straight after them. I introduce myself to them, I talk to them, and I tried to add value into their world and into their life, and show them what I do. And so I just think, be bold, step out there, and your English is really good. I think the more you and your friends can learn English so that you can communicate with guys like me, I mean, the better off you're gonna be. I think I think Rehan's got you up to a pretty awesome program, and I'm excited to get to know you guys. I think that 10 years from now you're gonna be in a much different place than you are today. Maybe I'll be the one interviewing you.
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful advice and this appreciation. So, we are ending
No,
today's
we're not.
interview.
Not yet. It's my turn. Can I interview you, please?
Yes, you can.
Now?
But not now because I'm very tired now, and you can do tomorrow. There is no problem. I can give you interview.
Let's just keep 5 more minutes going on this one so that they can be together in the same video.
Okay.
How many interviews have you done?
I think it's my 83 interviews.
83. How does this one compare to the other ones?
I think all the interviews that I have done are good. So I don't think that I can compare all those because there are so many. So I think in interviews, so I learn new things with the new guests. So it's good.
What types of people are you interviewing?
Like I am interviewing like that have same interest like mine, and like they are online and active, they are doing activities online, so just knowing about them and connecting connections over the world.
Yeah, man. Tell me more about your life and your interests. I barely know anything about you.
Okay, so first I introduce myself to you. So my name is Aniyal Freelancing Wala. I am a student of Rehan School, Korangi campus. I read in class 7 and I am 13 years old. So my aim is to become a successful freelancer and teach everyone in Pakistan how they can earn and may earn $500 minimum from freelancing.
Why you call yourself hacker?
I don't call myself hacker.
Oh, is that another student of yours?
Yeah.
Aha, I misunderstood. Okay. Tell me, what's life like in Pakistan?
Um, I don't understand.
What's your life like day to day in Pakistan? Tell me about like what life is like for you.
It's very good. We are enjoying our life in Pakistan. Me and our best friends. Like Pakistan is a good country that I will recommend you to. So I think I have a question for you. That when you are coming Pakistan.
Well, there's a big technology conference, I think in December or maybe January, I forget exactly, and they invited me to come speak. So I would love to come speak, and I'm looking for a couple Pakistani companies that want to work with me, and then that will help me pay for my travel. So, as you know, I'm a consultant and I'm a media maker. I do photos and videos and the rest. And so I'd love to work with some Pakistani companies while I'm there, and that would allow me to come give the keynote at the event. So maybe you can put out this video. Well, you never know what might happen, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, hey, thanks a lot, my friend.
Okay. So we are ending today's interview. Hope you guys got to learn something new. Because this is a different interview because he takes also my interview.
I got
So
another
think.
I got another question.
Okay.
Tell me about the second names in Pakistan. I know that everyone has like Walla. So like my name would be Khalil Photo Walla or something like this. So tell me more about that. I don't quite understand.
Uh, I think in my POV that is Rehan placed our wala because when this is our goal that you can see freelancing wala is my goal and I want to become a successful freelancer. So what is your goal? So you can set your wala according to that.
What does Walla mean? It means goal?
Wala means if like you can see milkman, so it's in Pakistan we say wala. So like it's someone selling vegetables, so we say vegetable wala. So it's like that.
It's like yeah, we have the same thing in English. Like a guy's last name might be Baker, and that means he bakes bread or something like that. But then you
Yeah,
say Art Walla or
yeah,
Kirtan Walla.
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So we are ending today's interview. Hope you guys got to learn something new from this interview and something unique. So we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.